Laura, thank you so much. And I'd like to, my great pleasure, to introduce Kon Nopodol. Very pleased to have you with us today. And without further ado, I'm going to pass the chair across to you, or the mic across to you, so that you can tell us a little bit more about Water Steward and CP Group. Over to you.
Thank you, Michelle, for the opportunity to share our experience. For those may not familiar with CP Group, we are a Thai company with subsidiaries that operate in 21 countries and span 8 industries, such as in agriculture, food, retail, telecommunications, digital services, and many others. We are approaching our 100th year next year, and we are excited to be a part of this sustainability journey. Next slide, please. Our foundation was the agriculture and food sector, and it's still our core business today. For agriculture and food processing, water is a vital input. With operations located throughout Thailand and the world, we know that we have to consider the water impact on surrounding communities that our farms and factories may have. While many of our subsidiaries have their own sustainability framework and strategy and have produced sustainability reports several years previously, it was in 2015 that we decided to adopt and develop a group level sustainability strategy and reporting where we identified water as a material issues. Our first group sustainability report was for the year 2016, which followed the GRI standards as guideline. Our water management strategy is based on the circular. Next slide, please. Our water management strategy is based on the circular principle, from making sure that we maximize water efficiency so that we need less water per unit output. Then in the wastewater treatment system, if it is suitable type of wastewater stream, such as swine farms, chicken farms, and food processing factory, we capture biogas for energy generation. Depending on the context, the treated water can either be reused within the production process or other processes, such as cooling system and irrigation. For shrimp farms, the water is released back into the environment at the quality that is the same or better than the natural condition. The overall effect is we reduce water withdrawal and reduce or eliminate the release of wastewater back into the environment. We have been developing and implementing this approach for many years. It's compatible with the concept that we are striving towards today, circular economy, or an economic system that is designed towards generating no waste. Today, I would like to discuss 3 cases. Even though we implement water management practice in all businesses, the most significant ones come from our food and agriculture unit, CPF. The 3 projects I share with you are: 1, recycling wastewater from shrimp aquaculture; 2, wastewater treatment systems with biogas generation from swine farms; and number 3, promotion of communities' access to water in India. Next slide, please. Traditionally, shrimp aquaculture is dependent on external environmental factors, vulnerable to disease transmissions, and require large water withdrawal and release of wastewater back into the environment. To minimize disease risk and negative impacts associated with water withdrawal and wastewater discharge, CPF started adopting closed-loop shrimp farming model in 1990s and improving ever since. This is an example of digitization and innovation. CPF installed water quality monitoring system with digital sensors, allowing precise adjustment of aerator system and advanced biofloc water treatment system to allow recycling of water used in grow-out ponds. Benefits are: 1, reduce water withdrawal, minimum discharge of treated wastewater into the environment. to produce 1 kilogram of shrimps. Instead of using 5 to 6 cubic meter of water, we are now using only 1.5 cubic meters. On average, reducing water used by 4.3 cubic meters or over 70% improvement. 2, increase in energy efficiency and productivity. Because we can monitor the water quality more precisely, we can save 30 to 35% in energy use in aerator system, as well as better management of feed. With accurate sensors, we know precisely how much and when to feed the shrimps, reducing the amount of waste in the ponds. Number 3, better disease control, because there's less water exchange between the farm and the outside environment, and also less human contact with the shrimp ponds. Next slide, please. Traditional swine farms produce large volume of wastewater in the manure management process, polluting waterways and emitting odor, disturbing nearby communities, while water withdrawal places pressure on surrounding farmlands. To achieve the most environmentally friendly swine farm model, CPF has been a key advocate for biogas wastewater treatment system in Thailand. All 85 of CPF swine farms in Thailand have biogas wastewater treatment system, generating more than 38 million kilowatt hour of electricity per year. CPF also actively promotes system biogas for partner farms, providing financial incentives and technology know-how. With greater than 96% of our partner farms, totaling 3,570 farms currently operating biogas system. Combined impact of CPF and partners farms on greenhouse gas reduction, producing over 82,000 tons carbon dioxide equivalent per year. Benefits are reduced odor and methane emission and minimize wastewater impacts on the natural environment and nearby communities. Biogas can also be used to generate electricity while treated water leaving the system is suitable for crop irrigation and supply to farms and communities nearby our swine farms. Please switch to next slide. This last project I share with you is a bit different from the previous two. This one focuses on external stakeholders, but one that is central to our operation. CPF India operates in many states, but the two key areas are in Andhra Pradesh and Tamil Nadu. The company conducted community needs survey and leveraged partnerships and collaborations with local communities and found that the most pressing needs of communities are access to safe drinking water. Communities and schools in remote areas of India often lack safe potable water. The source of water are often far from residential and community centers. Water from surface and underground sources have high level of hardness and salt, as well as other contamination. Starting in 2014, the company installed reverse osmosis water treatment system in 21 schools and constructed 4 reverse osmosis water treatment plants serving 17 villages across Andhra Pradesh and Tamil Nadu. These projects benefit 17,000 people, allowing them to have safe drinking water, 2,180 students and school staff to also have that access. It's also formed strong relationship and with communities members and open the door for other collaborations. Let me skip the next slide and go to my last slide for the interest of time. I just want to mention that The GRI standards is well recognized for disclosure of our sustainability performance. By adopting GRI reporting framework and standards, we apply systematic matrices for measuring performance, allowing establishment of group-wide common targets and more consistent processes for data collection and definition, enabled more effective multi-stakeholder engagement focused on their needs and concerns. Because we are able to communicate clearly and completely on relevant sustainability issues via our report, it amplified our position as a desirable place to work, motivating 360,000 employees across 21 countries to strive towards a common set of goals and help to attract new generations of talents who are demanding business organizations to be more transparent regarding their ESG performance. In closing, let me thank GRI and Global Initiative again for this opportunity to talk to you all today. I'm thankful that CP Group can learn from other businesses and from international best practice to push the sustainability agenda forward and outward. We hope to both serve as an example and learn from other businesses. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that. I think the interesting for us is having different stories have quite different perspectives, financial services, and then moving into an organization that has very strong depth and breadth with the very basis of our community. There were just one question that I wanted to just initially pose, and then we'll come back to the other ones at the end. I was very interested in your comments about all of your employees. And as we all know, millennials are a driving force and a very strong part of our workforce. And I'm interested in how you gained the momentum, how you built the momentum of awareness of sustainability and the importance of that across the organization for your employees, not just senior executives.
Thank you, Michelle. That is the heart of the matter that transforms us. As you know, we are 99 years old today. You know, we are in agriculture, and agriculture, of course, use a lot of natural resource, environment, for example. And, you know, in 1980s and 90s, even though we conduct our normal business, but actually our scale is getting larger and larger every year. So we suddenly realized that we were part of the equations that impact the world, you know, and also the digital revolution that happens in this millennium actually require all companies, you know, to bring in new talents from the market. It's not only talents in agriculture or aquaculture, but we need to be expert in digital as well to transform the company. And this is when we realize, you know, we have to communicate to a completely different group of technology-oriented engineers and also digital experts. And, you know, and then when we step out of our comfort zone, we found out the new millennials, you know, their interests are aligned with sustainability. And luckily, you know, our leaders have actually transformed us ahead of time in 1990s on the path of this SDGs 17. So it's very important nowadays, you know, when people applying to our company, you know, in our psychology test and also the aspects of digital skills, they are a lot of them express concerns of, you know, impacts, or these environmental impacts to their living, you know, to their future. And they are here, they're joining us because they know that we can make a difference and they can contribute to be a part of it. That's why, you know, moving into this direction actually help us gaining momentum, grabbing the best talents, helping us transform ourselves into the next century, Michelle.
Thank you. And look, all of us, I think it's one of those things that we hear. Purpose is increasingly important, and the amount of surveys that I've seen about both attracting and retaining that talent due to purpose is becoming more and more important.
อย่าลืมกดติดตามกดกระดิ่งเพื่อจะได้ไม่พลาดคลิปใหม่ๆของเรานะคะ